All right, so it looks like we're live. How's everybody doing today? We had a great house tour on Saturday. We looked at,
Yeah.
what did we look at? Like five or six houses on
Five,
Saturday.
yeah, five properties. Yeah.
I think that was a mistake because I got some calls about some of the properties. I couldn't even remember which was which told me that we probably looked at too many. But I think one of the investors, um, I think they put a contract on one of the ones from Saturday, or they
Yep.
will be. That's
Yep.
Kim.
Yep.
And so Kim had actually had two that she was going to put a contract on. She chose one. She asked me if I wanted the other one. I don't think so because um, I'm I'm more um, I'm more excited about doing a lease option rather than just a regular corporate lease. But if anybody wants, with that one, I think there's at least 1,500 to $2,000 a month in passive income in that property. She chose not to go with the one in Canton, and so, but they'll do a sublease, so it's perfect for what we've been talking about lately. It's perfect for that, but I'm just not interested. I want to be able to buy, but if someone just wants cash flow, that's fine. That's fine. And so yeah, just let me know. Just let me know. Or let Kim Newman know. But she has a really good one. We all looked at it on Saturday. We looked at five. She chose to go with one of the
What
ones.
was it? The one, Greg, on Grundy Street, like the
That's
fourth,
that's
the
the one that
fourth one.
she's going with.
Right. That's a
That one's
beautiful
three
property.
bedrooms. I think it's three bedrooms, three and a half
Yeah.
bathrooms. Doesn't need any work whatsoever. Great part of Baltimore City in the 21224 zip code.
Yeah. We've been finding a lot of good properties possibilities in 21224.
So Ralph is wishing me a happy belated birthday. Thanks, Ralph. Appreciate it. And so this is going to be a short Q&A. Dana's in the house. I saw something, Dana. Dana is today or this week your birthday? You have a birthday this week as well?
Dana's birthday's in November. It's
Oh,
close
it's
to
in
my
November. I
birthday.
saw something about a birthday, but so maybe that was his grandchild.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Keith. Let's answer a couple questions, and if we don't have any more questions, we'll 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 close the meeting. We are going to have a series of contracts classes. I think starting next week?
No, starting Thursday, Greg, with our coaching students, Mastermind Thursday.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. I
contract
might
class.
change that up, Keith. I might just do the. I know I told you the purchase and sales agreement,
Right.
but I might change that up to do the lease option contract.
I was thinking that in my head because we're getting so much more activity with those. It seems so. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do.
All
Um,
right. So we'll go over that contract. Xavier is in the house. He's wishing me happy birthday. Thank you. Um, Dane is asking about the sales price, the asking price. So what we looked at, I think all the ones that we looked at on Saturday, Dana, I ended up looking at six because Alice and Toby had me go look at a property after lunch, and that one I think is going to be fruitful as well. But most of them wanted $2,700 a month to do a lease, to do a sublease, and at least at least one of them, maybe two of them, was open to do a lease with an option to buy. I'm sure buying probably around 300, 275 to 300,000. But they're in a great section of Baltimore with great cash flow. And so all the properties I think we looked at, I think the very first one needed a little bit of work, but you probably could negotiate that down. I can't remember. Did they want like 2,500? And I said try to negotiate them down to 2,000 a month.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, they're all doable. And even the one that I looked at after the house tour, the one we actually looked at was wonderful. But I actually called the guy yesterday, and he said that that one was already rented. It was 4 bedrooms, 4 baths. But you always ask the question, do you have anything else? And so I asked, do you have anything else? He said, yeah, I got 2 more properties. One, the tenant moves out March the 1st, and the other, the tenant moves out Saturday. So I'm going to go take a look at the one that the tenant moves out. No, he moves out Friday. He's going to give me, he's got digital locks. He's going to give me a code for the one that they move out Saturday. I can go take a look at it Sunday. They move out Friday. I can take a look at it Saturday. And the beauty of that one is he's willing to do a sublease, willing to allow me to do a sublease, and willing to allow me to do a lease option on both properties. And so I'm just going to go take a look at it, see how much work it needs, if any, and just the neighborhood. It's in the same zip code, 21224, where we were.
Mm-hmm.
It's over closer to, if you guys know where Bayview Hospital is, John Hopkins Bayview campus. Yeah. It's like almost like in walking distance to Bayview Hospital. It's the part of town is called Greektown. And I just want to make sure that, I'm concerned with, I kind of like the nurses or the professionals to be sort of in walking distance, at least a short drive to like restaurants and bars and things like that. And so I just want to make sure that that's in that neighborhood. But I mean, you can see Bayview Hospital from the house. It's like right across, I was going to call it the Beltway, but it's right across the, I'll just call it the interstate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an exit off of when you go through the tunnel. I don't know, is it Fort McHenry Tunnel or something like that?
Yeah.
But when you go through that tunnel, it's like right there, the first exit. So I'll go take a look and see. But so we got some things moving. Hopefully I get one of these, and then hopefully Kim gets the one that she's looking at.
I think, Greg, one of the things that's also promising is that, we've got investors that are making calls. They're making these calls and they're talking to these agents with the confidence that, hey, it's just a conversation, and you never know what that agent might say or how he may know how the seller's thinking. So we're getting in front of more people. So I would encourage everyone out there to pick up that phone and make those dials.
And what I'm also seeing is these agents, these sellers are motivated. Like they want to get rid of these properties. As long as they're in great locations and they're willing to either let us buy the properties in some form or fashion, maybe using creative financing. That when I go look at this one property on Saturday, that's what I'm gonna. He's already told me that he's willing to let me lease it with an option, but I'm gonna, if I like it, and from the pictures online, I think I might like it. I'm gonna see if I can just buy it using a subject to, depending on the terms, depending on like his interest rate, things like that. And so the only thing I'm worried about is it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And so my preference would be at least 3 bedrooms. If it's okay as a 2-bedroom, as long as the terms are good. But what I see a lot of people doing is utilizing the basement and making that like the 3rd bedroom and renting out the whole basement. So I would want to take a look at it and see if that's possible. See if maybe put a bathroom down there and rent out the whole basement. And so now you can have 3 people in there, and rent out the three, rent it out as a 3-bedroom. but be able to buy the property as a 2-bedroom and buy it and rent it, a little cheaper. But see if I can put a bathroom in the basement. So we'll see. Xavier, tell your father to go take a nap. He's texting me stuff about the Cowboys. He'll never learn. He's going to live a life of disappointment as a Cowboys fan. All right, Key, what questions do we have?
Okay, Greg. So, hey, everyone. I hope everyone had a good day today. Happy early Valentine's Day for the ladies out there. So Jade has a question, Greg, about private money and hard money. And so, Greg, what are the major differences between private money and hard money?
So the differences between private money and hard money is an individual generally starts off just lending money as a private lender. They're lending money to individuals like us. They're generally lending to, the terms are generally around 10%, generally no points, and you can pay them back either monthly, or if it's like a flip, you can pay them back at settlement. That same person starts off as a private lender. He's lending, and then other people are giving him money, saying, "You can lend my money as well. I'll let you have my money at 8%. You pay me 8%. You charge 10%. Now you're getting 2 points on the money." He starts doing that. Then he says, I can turn this into a business. And so once he turns into a business, the business he's called a hard money lender. So now he's a lender. So he's doing the same thing. Hard money lenders, they do the same exact thing as private lenders, but they just do it on a larger scale. So they generally graduate from being a private lender to a hard money lender. And then not only is he taking the money at 8% and putting 2 points on top, or he's getting the money at 5% or 6% and putting the rest of the money on top, he's also charging what's called points, which is 2 or 3% of the loan amount that he gets up front. So he'll put the points. Let's say they're lending a $300,000 loan, $300,000. He may charge 2 points, 3 points. He may charge 3 points. That's $9,000. That's paid at settlement. So he's put $9,000 in his pocket. And then for the life of the loan, he may charge you 10%. Once the deal closes, or you refinance out, he pays back the private lender who lent him the money at, let's just say, at 7%, and then he gets another 3% because he charged us 10%. So he gets another 3% over the life of the loan, generally no more than a year, and then he put $9,000 in his pocket. That's as points. So that's the difference. You go from lending as an individual to lending as a professional business. That's the difference.
And Greg, as a follow-on question, what is the application process for private lenders?
There's no application process. You Keith, could say, I have $100,000 to lend. I may come to you and say, I'll take $50,000 on this property and I'll pay you back in a year. How much do you want? You may say 10%. And so I'll say, yeah, we sign a promissory note. We can get it notarized at settlement, and that's what it is. No application.
Okay.
It's just a written agreement between you and I.
And so if I were to come to you for money, would you want to see like anything like my plan, the scope of work,
yeah,
all those?
So
is that like part of the package?
Is that what you meant by application?
No, that's just for my education. Jade was asking what was the application process.
So if you came to me and said you wanted, and I've lent money over the years, not a lot of money, but I have lent money. But if you come to me and say I need $30,000, I will want a number of things. I want to see the contract. I want to see the pictures of the property. I want to see the scope of work. I want to see the draw schedule. I'm probably not going to run your credit, but I want to see. There's a couple other things I would want to see to make me feel comfortable. I would want to see the comps. And one or two other things I would want to see to make me feel comfortable about lending you the money.
Okay.
And I may or may not, if I don't know you and I don't know that you've done these jobs, I may want to look at your credit. But most private lenders don't look at your credit. But as an initial matter, if it's the first deal, even hard money lenders, after the first deal, they don't really look at your credit. But once you have what's called past performance, once you have past performance, then no one's looking at your credit anymore.
Okay. So Greg, no more questions came in for us tonight.
All right, you guys have any other questions about anything that you guys may be working on? Like I said, for our coaching students, I'm going to go over, we've been talking a lot about midterm rentals, lease options, option to sublease, option to purchase. I'm going to be going over those contracts with our coaching students. I will probably make a note, Keith. Let's send them the contract beforehand, or send them the contract as an attachment to the link that we'll set up for Thursday. You can go ahead and set that link up, and then when we email that out, let's just email out those contracts, and I'll have it up on the screen. We'll go over it. And so you guys have to have the right contracts, the proper contracts. The focus needs to be on finding these opportunities, but I also want you to feel comfortable with how to write up these contracts, because that's the most important part. You've got to have everything right. And so I'm going to go over that with our Platinum coaching students on Thursday. There's a few people on here. We don't have a lot of people on here tonight, but that aren't in our coaching program. Give Keith a call, or go to his scheduler, kbschedule.com, and he'll sit down and talk with you. I'm going to put I think I have a banner for my scheduler. Here it is. Oh, no, that's not it. Yes, it is. GB Schedule. So you can go to gbschedule.com and schedule an appointment with me if you're interested. Our coaching students are doing a wonderful job. I can't tell who's all on here, but I know Dana's on here. He's been rolling. Like we said, Kim, Alice has been finding deals. As a matter of fact, if I buy this other property close to at John Hopkins Bayview, I'll owe Alice a wholesale fee.
Nice.
Toby's asking, how many offers should we be making a week? I'll say at least 5 a week, Toby. Obviously, the more the better. And for what we're trying to do, the easiest thing is to find them on the MLS and just give them a call, like Kim did. Are you willing to do a sublease? Are you willing to do a lease with an option to buy? And some have said sublease for sure. Some have said no to option to buy. And again, I highly recommend, if they're willing to do a sublease and you can cash flow at about $1,500 to $2,000 or more, there's nothing wrong with $2,000 a month in positive cash flow for the next 5 years, even though you're not going to purchase the property. And there could be some advantage of not purchasing the property. I mean, you don't have to come up with that big lump sum. Nobody's looking at your credit. You don't have to worry about financing, getting high interest rates right now, but you can still enjoy the cash flow that's going to come from these properties. And if you can put together, I don't know, I'll just throw it out there, 3 or 4 properties, let's say 4 properties, that's just cash flow, and it's at that's an extra 10 at 4 properties, that could be an extra $8,000 a month in positive cash flow that's coming into you without you even having to purchase the properties. And I tell everybody this: there's investors that do short-term rentals, Airbnb, that do midterm rentals all across the country, and some are doing 80, 90, 100. They have 100 units, and they've never bought any of them, but they're making $50,000 to $100,000 a month in positive cash flow, and they'll have it for a long period of time. And so that's you know, I would recommend doing that, but then also you want to try to own some yourself. You want to try to own some yourself. All right. Yeah, but Toby, you should be trying to make at least one, I'll just say 1 to 2 offers every single day. And it's just picking up the phone. And pretty soon I'm going to be interested in buying these properties at the auction pretty soon. But for now, we can find them right on the MLS. And if you don't have the MLS, you can contact us. We have an app called Privy that gives you the MLS without having a real estate license, Privy. And we'll do another. We had a demonstration on that, a webinar from the Privy people about a month ago. And so we'll have another one with them.
And we have another one, Greg. Batch Leads is going to present to us at the end of this month, which is kind of a similar one that actually, I believe, Kim uses that as well to find her leads.
Yeah, so Batch Leads is you could buy leads in a certain, you can wherever, in a certain zip code, certain search criteria. So you can get these leads, qualified leads. There's a bunch of different filters that Batch Leads have, good phone numbers to call. And so I would recommend, if you want to pick, let's just say a certain zip code, and you want absentee owners, you want high equity owners that own their properties free and clear, you can get all that stuff from Batch Leads. And then you're calling them, you're emailing them, you're sending them postcards from buying those leads. And so that's just a great way to get leads to market and the homeowners to market to. So you pick an area. Like we went to one zip code on Saturday, 21224 in Baltimore, real close to downtown. Great neighborhoods, walkable neighborhoods. We actually had lunch on Saturday. We normally don't do that, but I was taking them to a coffee shop, and I took a look at the coffee shop, and then right across the street was a seafood restaurant, and I was like, I'm feeling good. It's like my birthday, Mom. I'm taking them to the seafood restaurant. We go to the seafood restaurant. Some people had crab cakes, and Xavier is chicken wings at the seafood restaurant. But he did have crab soup. I got to give Xavier did have crab soup.
I didn't know he had the soup. Good.
He hurry up and drunk. He had the soup, but then we were at the seafood restaurant, and he got chicken wings. So if I ever feel good and take y'all out again to a seafood restaurant, get seafood. Don't get chicken wings. All right. Anything else, Keith? I think we have a Danielle Sampson Parker.
I see her. Yes.
I don't know where she's at. She could be in England or Hong Kong.
She could be. Yeah. Knowing her.
She's definitely not in the DMV. She's probably coming back from Vegas from the Super Bowl. All right, you guys, any other questions that we have? Is it going to be an early night for me?
I think so. Let's give them their time back, and but let's continue on with our investing activities. This was a good call, just knowing that there's people out there that are scoring and putting in offers. I know you like that.
Xavier, get your father. He says you're a Redskins fan. You don't know any better.
Looks like
right,
Daniel.
guys,
It looks like Daniel.
Let me know. Let me know if you guys need help with anything. The key to your success is just finding deals. We're probably going to put up a couple deals on our community page. So if you're not part of our community page, Bennett Boot Camp's community on Facebook. So a couple of these deals that I think Kim has found and Alice, we may be putting one or two of those up there, and they're good deals. I can walk you guys through those deals, help you write the contracts, walk through the properties, and get that cash flow, get that good cash flow. That's what it's all about, and that's what I want you guys focusing in on this year. This year is about cash flow. The question is, for the year, how much can you improve your monthly cash flow by the end of this year? Another $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month in positive cash flow extra this year. But whatever the answer is, I got a solution for you, because part of the reason why we do these midterm rentals is because we can force more cash flow, because we're willing to rent these properties out in shorter terms. And the shorter you rent out, the more money you make. And that's why people flock to, kind of saturated now, but flock to Airbnb, because you can I think I paid one time almost $2,000 for, I think, a 3-night stay in Ocean City, like $3,000 for 3 nights. But that's Airbnb. That's Airbnb. Where if they would have rented that property out, that same property for a month, to a regular market rate tenant, they probably would have made maybe $3,000 for the whole month. Short term, location plays a role, but they got $3,000 for 3 nights. And so that's why people have flocked to short-term rentals like Airbnb, VRBO. And then because of that, now short-term rentals have all these regulations. So now in most jurisdictions, you can't rent out for longer than like 180 days. There's all kinds of regulations. That's why we've gone to midterm rentals, because midterm rentals, you're renting out for 30 days or longer, less turnover, no regulations. Almost the same amount of money per night. But it's just more money in midterm versus long-term and short-term. All right, you guys, we're going to be learning more about all these things. Stay active, stay around, stay within the community. We've got a lot of good things coming up for you guys, lots of training. Actually, I have a training on Saturday, a virtual training, 9 o'clock. You guys will get the link. I'm going to be going over, and maybe I'll have one or two of you guys that are on here with me, just different strategies. What are the strategies that you should have as a real estate investor for 2024? What are the good strategies that you guys should have? And so I think Jay's going to be on here. Did you talk to Jay Japara?
I left her a message. I need to follow up with her and Iris.
Okay. And then I see Danielle, Dana, whomever you want, but we want to go over strategy on Saturday, just probably an hour. But what's the strategy? Should be a cash flow strategy. Some would argue. Some would argue it's not a buy and hold market. It's more of a fix and flip market. You know, the mastermind I went to in Jacksonville 2 weeks ago, a lot of guys were saying they were selling, they're buying holds and flipping because the margins are better flipping right now with the interest rates.
Right. Greg, I believe flipping the DMV, that's our new coaching student, Ali. He's asking, is this for PG County as well? What we're doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. Yeah, Danielle saying Iris is doing good in DC. So maybe we should have her on.
Yeah.
And talk to her about what her strategies are now. Because I think I see a little shift in her strategy.
Right.
So you guys tune in. You'll get emails from us. It's already up on my Meetup page, meetup.com. I think we're meetup.com, Prince George's County Real Estate Investors. I think that's the name of it. But you'll be getting links on social media. It'll be on our Facebook page, our community page, and email. All right, you guys, that's all I got. You guys know how to contact us. If you have any questions, do so. If you need to meet with me, just go to gbschedule.com. I'm happy to meet with you guys and make your real estate dreams come true for 2024. All right, you guys, take care. God bless, and we'll talk to you guys.
Good night, guys.
Good night.